Hi, Simon here from My Guitar Lessons. We're joined by Hamilton Loomis. Hamilton, we talked about your amplifiers, talked about your guitars. What have you got on the floor?
Well, I actually have a pretty small pedal setup. I'm a fan of the little tiny pedals, which is kind of I mean, we fly a lot, so they're really compact. But you know, you really kind of have to search for the good ones, because what I've found is that I've really had to like buy and sell a lot of them, like on eBay and stuff, to find the right one.
We all do it. You know?
Yeah. And so most of the time they're all off. It's just the guitar and the amp. I'm kind of old school when it comes to that. I was kind of schooled by the old blues guys back in Texas, like in the early '90s when they were still around, and they kind of taught me just to get your tone from your hands, quote unquote. Your tone don't come from a little metal box, boy. Your tone comes from your hands. So I learned plugging straight into the amp, just cranking it, and then using my volume. If you need a little more grit, you just dig in a little harder. So that's kind of how I learned. So most of the time when I'm playing rhythm, they're almost always off. But my overdrive is a little more hustle drive, which is a clone of the OCD, full-tone OCD. It sounds just, I've AB'd them, and it's just like, you can't really tell the difference. It's great. So that's a great overdrive. I have this little Leslie sound that I use occasionally, and it's just a TC Corona chorus with the speed turned up.
All the way up? It does, yeah, I've heard that before.
Yeah, it does. Yeah. And to me, it works better than the actual Leslie simulators, because the Leslie simulators, they have like the top rotor and the bottom rotor, and it's a bit too swirly, I think. It changes the tone too much, you know what I mean? And I've found that just if you find the right chorus that'll go fast enough, and you just kind of take the depth down a little bit, it emulates a Leslie. For guitar,
well, I was going to say, because I've heard you play before, and you've got this like Hammond tone, and I was thinking, how does he get? It's just a chorus, just turn flat. So
but you have to understand, a chorus is only adding a detuned signal.
Yes, that's true.
So you're not changing the tone. You're just slightly detuning it. You see what I'm saying?
Well,
so it doesn't change the tone of your guitar, or affect the volume or the mid scoop or anything like that. I found that a lot of the Leslie simulators have a big mid scoop, and that's pointless to me.
Yeah,
because I'll be like just playing a chorus of a song, and then when the bridge comes in or whatever, and I'll only use it for the bridge, or I'll only use it behind the sax solo. It's just very sparingly, you know what I mean? But it doesn't change the tone at all. It's great. It just adds that little swirl, and it
great stuff. So it's just 3-4 pedals you've got on the board?
Yeah. I do have the little exotic SP compressor as well, but I have it set on the lowest setting, and that little pedal is brilliant too because it has a blend. And I've got the blend kind of almost all the way down.
So what, you leave it on, do you?
Yeah, that one I actually leave on.
Yeah.
But it's so transparent that sometimes I'll be playing and I don't even realize, it's not even on. And it just doesn't change the tone at all. But what it does, it's just kind of you can't even feel the squish from the front end, because I do a lot of like funky rhythm stuff. I mean I do a lot of this stuff, you know what I mean? So you can't like squish the front end too much, but you just sort of feel it on the back end. The notes just kind of sing a little bit longer, you know what I mean? So it's great.
Fantastic.
But yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm pretty lean when it comes to that. My wireless is down there as well.
Of course.
I keep that in.
What are you using wireless?
It's funny. I use an old Shure analog wireless.
Okay.
I'm not a fan of the digital. The digital ones, most of them don't have the range, unless you spend like $500, $600, $700, $800 or pounds or whatever. But my good old Shure PGX wireless from about 15, 20 years ago, I can go to the next town and it'll still be working on stage.
If it works, why change it? Yeah.
Well, that, and I believe it's buffered as well.
Oh, is it?
I think it is.
So
yeah.
Send it through the pedals.
Kind of, yeah. It gives a little bit of front end.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. So, but it's got the range, and I've been known to go out into the crowd and stuff. I like to be close to people.
I have seen.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. I'm getting kind of notorious for that, but I love the intimacy with crowds. You know what I mean? And when you play smaller venues, like during the week, you get that intimacy. But when you play a great festival like this, there's a little bit of distance between the crowd. And
there is, and you don't want to have that in your head, do you?
Well,
is it going to cut out? Isn't it?
Well, right.
All the while she had me in the palm of her hand.